Hello everyone, it's Armstrong here from Mother Miniatures, and today I'm going with the first episode of Finish What You Started. How you can see, I'm starting with a project that I started months ago. I called this car Doddger, and the first thing that I do is apply a red coat all over the body. Of course, avoiding pieces that I don't want to be covered in red. So just the bodywork of the car. I avoid windows as they are already painted blue from the first attempt that I make on finishing this car. And I just do it well, without particular care for smoothness of the layer. Then I jump into metallic, and first I dry brush radiator and then just paint the other pieces that I think should be covered in bolton metal, which include the cannon and later on engine. I was thinking about cannon, and I was thinking making it out of bronze color, as a traditional naval cannons, but I decided against it just to avoid too many different colors on the same car. With the color theory, we know that too much can be distracting, and it already have red and blue and metal, so getting a extra color was ill-advised, I guess. So I'm just painting the engine, and one thing I really should have done as well was to go with a black wash on the engine to add this oiliness to it. With the bottom of it, I added a little bit of black paint to get it darker, exactly the oiliness I was thinking about on the engine. But this oiliness on the engine is a complete afterthought after I completely finish the project. I will come back to it with the black wash and just add it later on. So now that I have all of that painted, I'm thinking what other colors or what other areas I really want to do. So I just come back to the front and just highlight the rest of them. Now I mixed black and bolton metal just to get really dark metallic color, and paint the exhausts that I made out of accessory spruce and plastic rod. The only issue with this painting was the fact that I didn't went into those little drilled holes, and you can see that the white dots are shining through this layer. And I wasn't very careful with this layer as well, because I think that all of this dirtiness and all of the smoke from those exhaust pipes will be collected at the back of the car as well. So if some of this color goes on the bodywork, I wouldn't be really surprised. So the next thing, I came back to the original crimson red and decided to paint the banners. I didn't bother to spray paint them with undercoat or apply any other undercoat, because, well, red paint is going very well on white. Of course, if you don't have extremely smooth layers applied, it's gonna be showing uneven. But I don't find it a problem in this particular project, because this is supposed to be post-apocalyptic and supposed to be kind of rugged and, well, just kind of dirty, maybe even. And when I was on that, I decided as well to tidy up some places that I missed during applying the first layer of red color. After this I grab my blue paint, it's a, I think, ultramarines blue or something along this line, and painted the other set of banners, the ones that remained. And how you can see, I struggle to keep in frame. I really need to make some sort of a marking on my cutting mat to keep me in frame. It's just the mark of a newbie video maker. And I'm completely new to all of that. I never made any videos before, and I just started last month, so I'm gonna be probably struggling with that for next couple of months or weeks. I hope to improve, but well, I still struggle, especially when my camera is kind of set up in the way that I cannot see the viewing screen. I need to get different camera or set it up in a different way, but this is the most comfortable for me. I just noticed a couple of white streaks showing through on the red banners, so I just decided to come back and apply a layer of paint of them. I think that even in the finished product I have like a couple of small white streaks showing through, but that's just small mistakes that I can finish off. And now that I finished with the banners, I decided to paint all of these little, well, not little, they are quite huge for this scale, bombs on the end of the poles. They are made, the bombs are made out of Warhammer 40k Melta bombs. So I just cut out the handles and just stuck them on the banners, on the paper clips. I don't think that is the cheapest option, but I just like the look of them, and I think that they are great bits for every hobbyist to have and to work with. And finally came time for all of the little bendy pipes that I attached to the car. There are one on each side and couple on the engine. And I decided to go with a one splashy color to add to whatever I have already, and it is a scorpion green. I don't know, this color I am always drawn to this color. I loved it since I started collecting Warhammer Fantasy in, oh my goodness, 1992 or 5, something along this line. I was quite young back then. And applying the Scorpion Green, I didn't care about putting it into every nook and cranny of those pipes. I wanted it to be on the top, and the buttons could be grey. It's still gonna be working as a shadows for it, so it's completely fine if you do the same and you fail to, you know, squeeze the color into every nook and cranny. It's just gonna be extra detail, extra shadow. And of course the pipe that connects to the cannon, it doesn't have any sense to be there, maybe as a control mechanism. But then why would it be connected to the back? I don't really know. And now come the part that actually was most enjoyable for me on this project. It's applying the dry pigments. My dry pigments are just grounded down chalk pastels, which I bought in Pound Shop. I just applied them with a little bit of spirit to the surfaces wherever I want. I tend to overdo it on the wheels. I think that especially the big wheels in the back should be really covered in it, because they have all of this detail, and you know, the pastels just stuck to it. And then of course the bottom of the car, but you know, it's all depends on you. You don't really have to do this. It's just something that I enjoy doing. And I have a couple of different colors of pastels. You can see in here using a brown, but then I just decided that, you know, all of this mod gonna be too unified, so I added some beige pastel just to break the color and to make the mod more interesting as a detail. Now, after mixing the brown chalk pastel with much more of a spirit, I decided to just put it on the pipes and you know, just start detailing the edges where the rust may be showing through, because this could be working as a mod or as a dark rust. So I just added it into different areas of the car, along the roof, along the bottom floor, and I think a little bit around the window as well. So I tend to overdo my weathering on those cars. So I think that my lack of patience sometimes just, you know, make me do weird stuff, and I just grab a big brush and just apply too much of weathering. This time around I decided to be patient, especially that I only planned to have one model at the table, and I just went with very small brush but very deliberate way of applying rust effects and all of this weathering. After I did all of the brown, I added a little bit of orange paint to the mixture, just to give it this little bit of fresher, you know, like more oxidated, I guess, rust, and it worked really well for this what I wanted. And of course last couple of dabs of lighter powder. So here we have the finished product on the spin table. Thank you all very much for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video with the community so people can learn about this little channel. Thank you very much for watching, and have a lovely day.